Ragu Zion Show. Divine marijuana brings immortality. From the T.A.O, chapter 28. Know the white, yet keep to the black. So you can interpret that how you wish. I have my interpretation. That is why I read it. So this is an introduction to the art of networking, or T.A.O net for short. So on this video I want to basically just introduce what T.A.O net is going to be about. And I say gonna be because right now it's just me. This is the first video I'm making on the whole subject, and why I'm saying that because T.A.O net is a concept that I have, which would be a membership organization. Now, Now, what that will be, what that will entail is, finding people, like-minded people who want to learn about the T.A.O. Now, you might have to even learn what the T.A.O is. So, whether you already know what it is or not, I have to start off from the beginning for the people who may not know anything about it. And believe me, I'm surprised myself. All the years that I've been teaching, I would think by now that everybody knows what the T.A.O is, what Tai Chi is, what Qigong is. It is not the case, especially in the hood. So on this video, I basically wanted to introduce you to what I would like to gather this group of like-minded people who want to learn or get into the T.A.O. On the one hand, because we are talking about the T.A.O, we're going to be talking about health. We're going to be talking about self-healing and health. We're going to be talking about self-defense, etc., etc. All these things fall under the T.A.O. There's only one concept, philosophy. There are no gods to follow or believe in. Everything is about you doing, well, in my temple, which is, where's my pointer at? In my temple, which is Yi Qing T.A.O, Temple of Gong Fu Yoga and Oracle, which is the I Ching. In this, we don't talk about the religious side of T.A.O, people who believe in these entities are real and stuff. We talk about the practices of T.A.O, which really would make you a superhuman if you practice them. So, as I said, I would like to make this like if we're teaching, if we're learning about the T.A.O, we're going to be into self-healing and health. I'm starting a whole nother channel, Cannabis Kung Fu Yoga. And this is a system that I developed. I'll talk about that in a second. But on this channel, I'm going to be talking about 4 systems that I developed. And within these four systems, if you join the Tao or the art of life, the art of networking, if you join us, you will be able to learn these things. They're 10 months, about 10 months. Get certified in that particular thing. The other thing is to be like a social network where we will be having like retreats. We can have retreats anywhere in the world. We'll probably start out once we get a few people right here in America somewhere. And then we can go to South America, we can go anywhere and go breathe and do some meditation or whatever. The idea is to gather people who are into this stuff and want to learn it or already learn it, but like me in my neighborhood, there's not a whole lot of people that even know what the heck Tao is. It's with the internet and everything, and that's really surprising. But I'm new to California. I'm getting older and I'm starting from scratch. So this is one of the things I'm doing. The art of networking, or Tao Net. So the four systems that I developed, all of them are based on Tao. I'm going to talk about the wall in another video, because this is the whole concept right here. This is the whole concept of Tao. And on this side is my background, etc. So I'm going to make that a separate video. But right now I want to talk about these books that I have laid out and the systems that I have developed. So, the first system that I ever developed was on self-healing alchemy. It's really can be two separate subjects. Self-healing, because most people who are into healing, that's all their mind is about. They're focusing on staying healthy, getting healed, and then it's just like, okay, I'm healthy, let me maintain that. But in the Tao, there's once you're healthy, in the Tao, you're not going to get sick anymore. So now it's about higher thinking. What's higher thinking? Alchemy, transforming this physical body into a spiritual body. What do I mean by that? Well, I'll try to explain it very simply, very fast, how they explain it. We are mostly water. Can anybody deny that? Okay, so you agree, we are mostly water as far as what they tell us, right? Now, what are the three? They say there are four now, plasma. But what are the three stages that we know of water? Regular water, like splash, splash. Steam, when you put fire under water, it creates steam, and the steam rises. And then at a lower temperature than regular water, at a lower temperature, you get ice. Now, in the Tao, this physical body is considered the ice. You understand? Now, we take the fire of thought through meditation and place it under the water, which is your sexual organs and lower abdomen. Now, when you place the fire under the water, you're going to heat this up along with deep breathing. When it heats up, it's going to turn into a type of steam. So in our system, the first place we stop at, or the second place if you start out down here, the second place is the solar plexus, and then the third place is called the crystal palace, which is what I call the first eye, and you might call the third eye or pineal gland. So it gets into changing your inner chemical system to higher and higher, and your vibration to higher and higher frequencies. And you will transform this physical body. We're talking Jesus stuff here. So I'm going to get into that when I get into that. second system I developed, and really just finished maybe this year or a year ago, now I call it Ma Gu Gong Fu Yoga. Before I was calling it Tai Chi Bo, but at the last minute, just a couple of weeks ago, I decided to change the name to Ma Gu Gong or Kung Fu. I'm saying Kung Fu. I'm saying Kung Fu right now. So I'm making a whole separate channel for that because there's a lot to the system. Originally, I just wanted to combine a way of learning how to fight fast with the health aspects of the Tai Chi that I learned from Grandmaster Leon Shang. And it just turned into years and years, like about 7-8 years of putting this thing together. It started out humbly from this chalice, which is all broke up because I tried to make it a war chalice and it don't work with coconuts. It started out with that and then it went on from there. So on that channel, I'll get into that more, how we're going to use this Gong Fu, what it is and so forth and so on. The third system I developed is actually right here next to me. All this stuff, remember, is not stuff I made up. I put together things. That's my skill. I took a system that I learned from my Taoist teacher, which is just 8 exercises. You face a different direction, do a specific exercise, and you absorb. Like if I face north, I'm trying to absorb the energy. There's a specific energy coming from the north that works. The north energy or northeast energy is about higher thinking and stuff like that, right? So on the western side, that energy also is part of the energy of taking care or building wealth, knowledge and wealth, the whole mental side of building wealth. So all I've done was combine the two, learn the health exercise as well as the financial strategy that goes along with it. And I call this system Taonomics. Now, one of the biggest purposes for doing that is because I've read that a lot of people who get into building wealth, they're just like wealth. By the time they're my age, they have put all their energy into building their wealth and no energy or hardly any energy into their health. So by the time they're my age, they're all unhealthy and they got to spend their money to get health again. I'm about to turn off this guy talking behind me.
There's music in the markets, and if you want to learn to listen for it,
on the screen.
learn more at Bloomberg.com.
I thought it was just going to be music. Are they playing the music now? Okay, commercial. So, as I was saying, the third system that I developed from the Tao and Western strategy. Excuse me. These are not wealth building strategies that I made up. What I did do, because I used to work for the Federal Reserve Bank, was put them together. In other words, when you go to learn about life insurance, it's a separate subject. And then you go to learn about, how to start a business, and then you go somewhere else to learn about how to save money. They're all separate things. I'm like, wait a minute. If you do it like the Tao and put all these things together in a step-by-step program, everybody will have what the so-called rich or wealthy people have, a system to get wealthy. So that has two different parts. If you just want to learn about the system, that'll be an 8-week course. And then if you want to be certified consultant instructor, then that's a 10-month 10-month course. So all of the systems that I am certified, I have a temple. It's registered. I have an IRS number. I'm not just some dude on the internet. Yo, join me, dude. So I have all that. I can certify you in whatever it is that you join. Now, the fourth system that this is not a system that I developed really, but I want to be able to offer people to become Tao priests or priestesses. So in our school, you're going to learn specific things that go with the Tao priesthood. Usually, I will see where you're at already if you decide that that's what you want to do. But usually I would probably have you either take the Ma Gu Gong Fu yoga or the what's the other one I did? Or the art of life. The first one is the art of life. See, everything start off Tao. I figured out one day, I just wrote down the letters because I named the system the art of life, and then one day I just wrote down the letters for each part, the art of. I'm like, wow, that spells Tao. So everything is Tao. Tao life. Tao net. Tao make money. Everything is under the Tao. Not me making this up. I just combine certain systems and all that. Now, let's get into the books. So I personally have 4 systems I want to teach. There's going to be other courses, certification courses that I'm going to offer. But in the beginning, I'm offering my 4 because that's what I'm going to be talking about. But after I talk about my stuff, I'm going to be talking about the other stuff we're going to be learning on a regular basis in the Tao net or in Tao net. So, as you see, I have all these books spread out around me. Each one of these books is about the Tao, but it's about each book is about a whole different part of the Tao. That's incredible to me because I don't think you can find any other philosopher or anything that covers so many different subjects, but it's so simple in understanding, understanding, or overstanding. It is very simple. It is right here on the wall. Like I said, I'm going to do that on a separate video. But let's go into the books right now. So the first book up there, I'm going to do close-ups on all these books. I just want to get this video done right quick and give you an idea of what we're going to be talking about in the art of networking or Tao-net. So the first book is what I read from in the beginning, the Tao De Ching or Tao De Ching, something like that. And that is basically like the Bible of Tao. It's not a book that tells you, well, the Tao is this and the Tao is that. The first thing the book starts out with, the Tao put into words, is not the real Tao. But somehow he goes into 81 more passages about what Tao is. So the idea is to, yes, kind of follow this, but it's about following a concept. Know the white, yet keep to the black. Now you gotta think about that. You can't just be like, oh, that's the idea. Oh, that's gonna make you think. So the next book, the most important important practice in the Tao is the practice of learning breath, I believe. Some masters don't believe in practicing breath. In my Taoist teacher's teaching, he considers what they call Qigong or breathing exercises and Tai Chi and all that. He considers those things what we would call hard exercises. So he's really like into just really internal exercises. So that's the third book. The second book is about breath. We're going to get into that deeply because in your Bible it says the Most High God gave us the breath of life. So what does that mean? The third book is where I first learned about the 8 parts of Tao. Because most other books only talk about one part. You might talk about, say, internal exercises or Tai Chi, or another one talks about meditation, and another one talks about sexual Kung Fu. But I went to the school, when I was taking Tai Chi, I went to the Tao, the Great Tao School in New York, and it showed us how all this is one system in the traditional way of China. You understand? But over here it's broke up into acupressure or acupuncture, this one, that one. And then when it don't work, you be like, that Chinese stuff don't work. Well, you're not doing the whole holistic system. Taoist yoga, deep. So on the second level, we start getting into the martial art. Mind Fist is about how to deal with bullies, and then what really got me into the commercial martial art, because my grandmother was teaching me kicking and knocking when I was a child, and then I was learning what they call jailhouse rock when I was coming up in the street gangs in the Bronx. But then Bruce Lee came out and made a movie and made the Green Hornet, and I wanted to go to school, but I didn't learn Jeet Kune Do. So years later I learned what Jeet Kune Do is. So I base some of what I have done with my system on Jeet Kune Do. I gotta get into all that. And then other things, well, this is my teacher right there, Grandmaster Leon Shum. And then on the last level, on the bottom, the first book is about, now Chinese Kung Fu is incredible to me, because now, I don't know about other styles, but that first book is just about, if you're a martial artist and you break your bone, right? They got a formula which you can put on your bones and it heals your bones. They got a formula called T.A.O. It's literally called T.A.O. If you get a cut somewhere and the cut is bleeding, you put the T.A.O. powder on it, it'll stop the bleeding, stop the pain, and you probably won't get a scar. They have some amazing stuff in that one book. That's just one book. In other words, they have martial art, but they have a whole nother half to the martial art, which is about the healing side. That's just one of the herbologies. Now the next 2 books is about sexual Kung Fu. Ooh, yes, I like that subject. We're going to get into that. The next book is The Art of War. Now, in front of that book, I have a game called Go. It's called Wei Qi in Chinese. It's called Go in Japanese. Now, this game is similar to chess, but it's on a way higher level. And then we talk about Feng Shui. Feng Shui in English would be called directionology. Like I've set up this room, like this is the direction of thought and knowledge. This is the direction of wealth building. The southeast direction. So I have all my wealth building and collecting stuff there. So each direction, as I was saying in the Taonomics, each direction has a particular type of energy. So we learn about that in the own shui. Now here we have, I'm gonna get closer with this stuff. I'm gonna do a video on each thing. So here is calligraphy. Now, you don't have to get into calligraphy, but if you want to get really deep into Kung Fu, it can become a part of Kung Fu, which I'm about to show you. Now in the center here is my book on Ma Gu Kung Fu Yoga, which, a plug for myself, which I have an excerpt ready for sale. Contact me if you're interested. But I still have to finish the rest of the book. A lot of handwritten stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if I drop dead, hopefully somebody. Now I also have cards, which everything is like a prototype. So I made some cards by hand, and I have 64 cards here that has each one of the forms, but on the back of the cards I have the esoteric meanings, the flowers, the oils, and all that goes with the hexagram. So, let's go to the left side. Now here we have a guy that also do calligraphy, but his calligraphy is about healing and self-healing. He's saying, well, if you do this type of calligraphy, all you have to do is either wear it on you like this, like a talisman, like have it somewhere on your body, or just do the painting and look at it, and it's going to help you heal and raise your vibrations. Then we get to the next highest level, which is the T.A.O of Craft. That's the name of this book. But this is about straight up magical calligraphy. And then we get to part of what the priesthood training will be about. So I take a break over here and we start to get into the T.A.O of abundance, the 8 ancient principles for ancient living. And that's part of what I teach when we get into the T.A.O-nomics. So over there, if you get into this deeply, you might want to, if you're able to, you might want to learn how to use a weapon, a handgun. So we want to get into that a little down the line. And the next thing after that is the superheroism. Again, I'm gonna get into that on its own video. The only book that's left over there is like a transition. So if any of you have been, whoever been watching my videos so far, I've been on that side of the room talking about this side of the room. But on that side of the room, I'm talking and teaching about the ancient Egyptian spirituality. So this book I have right there at the end is the T.A.O. Is the name of it is the T.A.O and the Tree of Life. So in that book, he's showing you how the two are combined, because now we use the Tree of Life and we have a Kemetic Tree of Life. He's talking about the Judaic Tree of Life. So we'll get into all these things. So these are all the things that I want to talk about and teach through the T.A.O network. So we'll have the teachings. We'll have retreats where we all gather together somewhere in the world and do T.A.O stuff, breathe and network, and you know, y'all can meet me. All that type of stuff. You know, and then I have books. We'll have different types of books that we can get into So this is what the Tao Network will be all about. Now, yes, there will be a fee. The general membership will be $8 a month. $8 a month, that's like what, $2 a week. Now, if you want to study one of the courses for 10 months, it will be $42 per month. So you evenly just pay $50 a month for 10 months while you study the course. So that's all I wanted to do for the opening of this video. On subsequent videos, I will be explaining more of what the art of networking or DAOnet is about and how we are going to spread the DAO. Now, I will post or a link to the other channel, Cannabis Kung Fu Yoga, below. But for now, I'm out. Peace.